Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Prison Break. This is the 14th episode of the second season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you liked today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click in and put the password in and enjoy. So we started last episode with the ending of episode 12, and that was with Mahomes with a gun pointed at Michael and Lincoln on their knees. Now, was he going to kill them? No, because he should have took the shot straight away, but he hesitated and Border Patrol arrived. Yes, they took everybody into custody because obviously they're right onto the border. They had to verify that Mahomes was actually working for the FBI, and they put them in a prison cell. This obviously alerted Fox River, which asked for the transportation of Michael and Lincoln back, and he was getting obviously taken. Now, interestingly, Bill really badly wants Michael and Lincoln killed. He wanted Mahomes to do it in the middle of the police station, and he said it's not a request, it's an order. You'd literally got to do it. Now, Mahomes, you can see he's panicking all episode. His head's, you know, literally his head's mashed up. He don't know what to do. He can't figure out what his next play is. But then he got a call from Killerman, and yes, they're going to work together. Killerman's called Bill, and he said, look, mate, you know, don't do this. Don't erase me from the company. I've worked all my life. I've worked all the way up with Caroline, and I can still be an asset for you. You know, you need Michael and Lincoln killed, and we can work together with Mahomes, and I can prove that I'm still useful. I've got people on the inside who's willing to help, and we can take them out here on the transport. He put a roadblock in place. He was working with Mahomes, who actually, you know, when they paused to move this, you know, Killerman was in one location with a sniper rifle. They already jammed the door in the tunnel open and left some keys in the car for Michael and obviously Lincoln to decuff themselves and get through the door. And when they popped out the other side, Killerman was going to pop them. It was all going to work perfectly. Michael and Lincoln obviously knew this was a setup and knew that's what Mahomes wanted to do, but they had to look at all the plays that they could have, and literally this is the only one they could do. They could either sit there, move all the way to Fox River, and then potentially get killed, Lincoln, next week when his execution is set again, or he could try and get out the van, run through the door even though it's a clear setup, and try to escape, and you know what I mean, and possibly die today or run away. Now, interestingly, obviously they took it and they ran and they got through the door. Mahomes had been chasing them, and at the very end, they ended up with all four of them in a room. It was Killerman and Mahomes pointing two guns at Michael and Lincoln. A shot went off. Who done it? Who was killed? Well, it was Killerman shooting Mahomes. He was like, yes, the company tried to ruin my life. I worked for them this whole time, and now they try to turn on me. Sack it, mate. I'm going to take the organisation down myself. So now he's going to be working with Michael and Lincoln, which is interesting because 2 episodes ago, he was actually trying to torture and potentially kill Sarah, who obviously Michael really loves, and they need to get information from her as well. Very interesting. Bellick has been sentenced as basically the killer of Roy. He had to take a plea of like 25 years, and he's been put into Fox River himself, same cell that Tweener was in. That's going to be really interesting to see how everybody obviously reacts to him. It's kind of like our first piece of Fox River again of season 2. It was all there, season 1 wasn't it? But now we've got a new warden who's in there. He seems to be meaning business as well. You know, no special treatment for him. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait for it. It was a decent last episode, possibly the best of the season. And it looks like Sucre's potentially made it across the border and is free as well. Glad for him. Yes, he had to jump out of a plane because it was getting shot down, but he landed successfully and the pilot didn't. He got killed. So, I'm excited to see what he does and if he meets with Mary Cruz. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode. Oh, he's made it up the stairs. He's not dead yet.
Up the tunnel.
I'm looking for Alexander Mahone.
Your boy's been shot.
Do you reckon he's figured out that it's Killerman? Do you reckon he's going to flash his badge and he'll let through?
Federal agent, let me through.
I'm sorry, but I need you to get out of the vehicle.
Rose and Schofield have been on the loose for less than 10 minutes. Detain me for 1 moment more. I will have all of your jobs. Do you understand me? Go ahead.
People just think that it's too much hassle in it. Do you know what I mean? For one car, just leave it.
Said something about taking down the president. I'm going to assume you have a plan.
Hey!
We used to have a great date. We had to put her down.
Turn around. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't blow your brains out.
Because I could give you the one thing that's going to set you free. I know where Terrence Stedman is.
The thing is, that was kind of rookie from Lincoln. Well, not rookie, I don't really know. Like, it's obvious that this guy worked for the president. It's clear. Like, if you just think objectively, then yeah, he did set you up, Lincoln. Do you know what I mean? He clearly has, but he's been let down by the government as well, and he's changed sides. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have actually come and rescued you if he didn't have any better intention. If he wanted to kill you, he could have with Mahomes. You know what I mean? So like, I understand that you've seen him before and he cornered you and he was going to kill you, but you know what I mean? You would wait him out, listen to what he has to say first. But then I get it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, he's blaming everybody for getting them into that position, which is true. You know what I mean? The whole reason why he's here and Michael are on the run is because Killerman and co all set him up. Literally, they was the people that created the tapes and all the false stuff wanted to get him into that position.
You arranged to set me up.
That's right. Given orders, I executed those orders, and now I have a bullseye on my chest just like you two. You want to be free? Get in the car. Last time I'm going to offer.
Mate, you get in a car, the guy's just saved you from Mahomes, you know what I mean? I would give him a little bit of trust. Not all of it, just a little bit. Thighs on this guy.
Why don't you hang out with the rest of the ex-guards that are locked up here? They ain't here. Now I got what's called a mutual beneficial arrangement in my mind. Now I'll look out after you. Make sure nobody get up in your mix. All you got to do is bring me your dessert after the next meal.
No. Wrong guy.
Hey! Break it up, Conley! You bring me my treats, else this goes next level. Do you understand?
Yeah, okay.
See how easy that was?
There's no reason for you to be scared, Susie Q. Because you see, I've forgiven you. It's been such a long time. You came to Fox River, and you spat at me like I was some kind of rabid animal. I was happy, because such a visceral reaction could only come from a woman who still cares.
Children don't know anything. I didn't want to scare them, so I never told them about you.
So perfect. Because you see what
Got
we got
reloaded.
here now. We got ourselves a clean slate.
Mr. Kim.
What the hell is going on out there?
Well, it was touch and go there for a minute, but I got everything handled.
Mahomes been shot.
Saw Burroughs pull the trigger. We lost a valuable asset, but
Mahomes alive. Where are Burroughs and Schofield?
Burroughs and Schofield are dead, and they're in my SUV. I am heading out to bury them right now.
Don't bury them.
You know what'd be nice to hear right now, Bill?
Thank you. Yeah. The interesting thing, though, I was saying last episode, he wanted a picture of Sarah's body, and I was saying, do you know what, like, why would you send photos of dead bodies across a text message? You know what I mean? Like, it's just stupid. It really is. It's not confidential or anything. Now, they could fake one for these two if they wanted to. You could just lie them down, throw a bit of makeup on, a bit of fake blood, and just say, there they are, and then just throw them in the hole or whatever, and take a picture of a hole covered up. But obviously, he's not going to do that. Interesting, though. You know, he should have took a leaf out of Zombieland and done a double tap. You know what I mean? Shoot somebody when they're down, make sure they're dead, second bullet. You know what I mean? Mahomes is still ticking, he's still alive. He can actually tell Bill what's happened. But then again, Mahomes, he doesn't want to be here involved anymore. Do you remember when he was just screaming in front of Michael saying, I just want my life back? Maybe he tries to take a way out, pretends he has died and just sneaks out the back door and just moves on. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it'd be best for him to do that. You know, his wife could, I don't know, get a payout or whatnot, or he could just sail off into the sunset with her and just lead the service, because it looks like he's in too deep anyway. Do you know what I mean? Whatever he got involved in, it's not what he thought it was going to be.
Where's Mommy?
Told you that Mommy was helping a friend. All right, now we're gonna see her real soon.
I don't believe you.
Diddy? Diddy?
Oh, what's going on with Casey?
I'm at the courthouse. She's getting the rain soon.
Now look, I want you to tell Casey to put it all on me, all right?
Yeah, I already told her to do that.
Owen Krivecki? That's me. Hey, Ben and Phil? Let's get it going before our wives figure out this is a fishing trip.
We don't have a choice.
This is their best play, honestly, it really is. I know that you can't trust him, but it's way better than the situation you was in like 2 hours ago.
Mr. Mahone. Bill Kim. Kellerman finished the job you couldn't. But he, unfortunately, is still out there.
Kellerman's more of a loose end than you realize. He shot me. Have a good day, Kimmy.
Alright, yeah, he's kind of done it to rub it in. I don't blame him, actually. He's laughing at him.
He doesn't even officially exist anymore.
He knows everything.
You know what I mean? He doesn't exist anymore. What does that mean, that you've erased his memory as well then? Do you know what I mean? That's what the act's like.
I was supposed to have my life back by now. But because you guys can't get a handle on an engineer and a petty crook.
It would drive you crazy just being in one house or not going outside.
I spoke to Kim. He wants you to finish the job.
Kim and Kellerman can try to kill each other all day long, but I'm out.
You must have forgotten how discreet we've been with what we know.
Go tell the world about Chalice. In fact, I will. Is that clear enough for you?
My man. That's delicious. You see the position you put me in? I ain't gotta stand here with the stomach growling while I savor this delicious treat. That makes me look like a real ass. Now it's 5 desserts every meal.
Gotta stand his ground. You know what? Fair play, that. That is literally fair play. You don't let anybody push you around, innit? As soon as it starts, it's over.
Uncle Teddy!
Oh, how's my girl been? You still getting more A's than an aardvark?
Yeah, I missed you.
Oh, save me a shortcake.
What are you doing here? Mom said you got a job on an oil rig?
Got myself injured. The good lawyers at DOE, Cheatham, and Howe got me 1,000,000 bones for every digit I lost. For that cash, I can do anything I want now. And all I want to do, spend all my money and all my time with you.
I will inform you every half hour.
Private jet was chartered by Owen Quebecki this morning.
Headed where?
Montana.
Stop it from taking off.
It's already on the ground, sir.
Pull Stedman.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Stedman, do you have a jacket? We need to leave. I've been authorized to use force if necessary.
I don't know, Stella. I mean, she won't come out. You feel like baking a pie or something? Little cherry or little meringue?
Is Mommy in trouble like you?
Now you listen to me, okay? Mommy did nothing wrong.
Hello. Things are looking up. The lawyer seems like he knows what he's doing. He thinks he can get the bail reduced.
This guy back in my unit, when I was in Iraq, he used to go to Alaska and work at these fish hatcheries, man. They pay you cash. They don't bother you up there, man. You know, me, Casey, and Dee Dee, we could be a family again.
Man, you don't quit.
You damn straight, I don't quit.
To move Stedman to location Beta, we're sending a car to pick him up.
It's already here, sir.
Down!
See, my question is, like, what are they going to do in this situation? Like, then it needs to be what Veronica tried to do, is go in and take a picture and send it to somebody. You know what I mean? He has got a camera phone. They are crap. They are crap phones. You know what I mean? Like, the megapixels on them might as well be -10. You know what I mean? It's all blurry. Do you remember when LJ took a picture of Killerman? And then that wasn't even used. He just left his phone. Didn't even send it to anybody. He could have proved as well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even moaned about that, but he could have sent that to somebody to show that, look, mate, do you know what I mean? At the time of death of my mum, this picture was taken of this man whose face we can't see, but it was in a scrap that was outside here, do you know what I mean? And X, Y, and Z, but he never sent it. These need to go in and get a picture and send it to somebody. If they think that they could go take Terrence themselves, then that's kind of, I don't know, like, that's not the best play. I mean, they can take it, but they need additional backup information, help, because they're just going to be chased, just like, I mean, he can't go in and kill everybody. Oh, he can kill everybody in there, technically, if he wanted to. But that's a bit ruthless, you know what I mean? But if they take him, I don't know where they would take him to, because they're just going to get hunted down. But also, with C-Note, you know, I feel like with C-Note this season, they have no story for him, but they have to put him in. Do you know what I mean? Like, he hasn't really done anything, has he? Do you know what I mean? He's turned up here and there, said a few lines, but he's got no progression. Literally zero. I feel like he's had no impact to the season. He could literally not even be in it, if I'm being totally honest. Like, his story right now has not done anything. And, I mean, that's not slagging him off. I feel like Bellic's story is better than his. And he's an escapee as well. Do you know what I mean? He's on the run, and we've not even utilised him. He's just always sat there, just talking on the phone or something. Do you know what I mean? I think every time you see him, he's just always on the phone trying to cut deals and nothing happens.
Weapons down! On the ground! Now!
You look pretty good for a dead man. Do not let him escape.
He's going to have to shoot him if he grabs his gun.
All now.
There you go. Had to be done. I don't know who you'd go to here. You know what I mean? I honestly don't know who you would go to. Because the police could be all in on it. It's a big conspiracy theory, isn't it?
Cameron's been hurt.
What happened?
It was a car hit and run. He's in the hospital and...
Hey! How's your boy? Tip-fib fractures are bad.
Clean up your mess.
Maybe there won't be another accident on the streets of Durango, Colorado.
If we get a camera, we can take a picture of him holding a current newspaper. If we put that online, well, that'll prove he's still alive.
Fingerprints, dental records. We whitewashed him. He pulled his teeth, cheekbones raised 2 centimeters, ears lowered 1/4 inch. Not so much that someone who knew him wouldn't recognize him, but enough that any forensic comparison of a photograph of that man would conclude that he is a look-alike. Make our way to DC. People who can get that pain in the ass to safely tell his story on the record.
I'll make us some more popcorn.
Honey, if any of us could eat any more corn, I'd be amazed.
Oh. Look what I did.
Honey, that's all right.
No, I'll get a rag.
No, I can...
Where's totally gone?
Wipe the slate clean.
We did put the past where it belonged.
Do not lie to me.
Zach, you get your ass back on that couch!
Oh, look at him. Did he know who he is? I think his obsession's crazy, to be honest. Like, I don't know what he wants to get out of it. How can you force people to like you? Do you know what I mean?
I think you want to be messing with him, man. I mess with anybody who tries to punk me out. And top punk's mine now. You got a problem with that?
Yeah, I'd love him to be the head of the prison. I actually think it would be really good. Take no shit from anybody. Just beat everybody up. Even smack a few guards up as well if they don't listen to him.
Word is, Banks is gonna have you pulled out of your cell tonight.
Can't you talk to some of the guys working nights?
They're working nights because you put them on nights. You should have treated the men better when you were here.
I just hope that he rises to the top, me. Like, I actually think Bellick's a good character.
The borders won't be a problem now. Nobody will look for us there. What's fun was when Caroline and I would talk about you and the schoolboy crush that you had on her. He proposed to her. We laughed so hard.
It's so annoying. He actually is.
Watch them kill Veronica. Burroughs, you did nothing.
Just everything about the company I don't like. Do you know what I mean? This Terrence, like, yeah, okay, he's not really been in it and we don't really know what he's done, but he's agreed to obviously be part of it. He was happy, like I said, like the taxpayers are raking in all the money and he's just pocketing it. I think it's mad what they just said there about, you know, covering the tracks about him being dead. Yeah, I understand they took his teeth out for dental records and they burnt his fingerprints, but like they've gone to the extremes of, did they say hiring his cheekbones and lowering his ears? So that way, obviously, if they do a facial recognition, like it'll come up similar, but it'll look like it's someone different. That is crazy. I didn't even know that was a thing, mate. It's really, really interesting. Did they say something as well that they couldn't take a blood sample, which I actually don't understand. You know, I don't understand that because realistically, what you would do is you would take a blood sample of him and you would take a blood sample of the president. And then what you would do is compare them both and they'd have matching DNA. They're obviously brother and sister. It would be a match. You wouldn't get a lookalike or a random person or anybody off the streets and get some sort of matching DNA. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, it would be easier, personally, to do that. I think Killerman should technically go out, buy a camera, record him, showing, obviously, that he was alive with the whatever you want to call it, with a newspaper like Michael said. I understand that it's going to be hard for them to identify him because of all the features that they've just said, but then what I would do is I would extract some blood, you know what I mean? I would cut him or something, do you know what I mean? All on video, I'd wipe it, I'd mark it, then I'd say, like, we'd go and test it. Either way, I would do everything I can, every possibility to take some sort of DNA, because DNA, you can't fake it. I understand you can take the fingerprints and stuff like that, but I don't know. I feel like taking a bit of blood anyway is perfect. It's matching. You can never get away from it. Hair samples, what they've done, cut it all off, put a fake wig on. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, surely you could trace that as well.
Kill him? He's just a John Doe.
Just put your gun down. When he puts his down, Link.
Killing those people, ruining my life.
You'll get a handle on your brother. You're not helping. You're not helping, Link. You don't want to do this.
They denied bail.
What?
Judge didn't bother. It was all you.
All right, you listen to me. You tell her lawyer.
Can he give himself up?
I'll turn myself in, okay?
I'm gonna hang up this phone right now because I feel I might say something I regret. You just take care of Dee Dee.
Over time, I got to be a pretty good swinger at the hammer. Don't make no mistake about it. We will be a family if it kills us.
He must be hardcore in love, because I don't understand what he thinks he's getting out of that situation.
Let's get covered up and move out. Just to keep your brother in check.
You don't know him.
Get my gun from him. We don't have time for this.
Yes, I'd like the number for Channel 11 News, please. Yes, put me through.
Hang up.
This is Michael Schofield. I'm at the Cutback Motel, room 11, and I want to turn myself in.
Ooh, that's a tough one, that, actually. He wants to turn himself in, yeah. Maybe if he said it out loud that Terrence Stedman was there, he didn't accept. It's quite clever.
If anything jumps off, you get my back, I won't forget it. Why don't you just forget it right now?
You want a piece of me, you sons of bitches? Come and get me!
Has he been in the longest yard, that big guy? The guy with the cheeseburgers in his pants in the longest yard? Oh, it's opening. Oh, come on, Bellick, man. I want him to beat everyone up. Or try to, anyway.
Just wanted you to know that I'm getting back to work.
So I take it you got my message?
Loud and clear.
I'd love him to be at Kim's house. Yeah, well done. Well there. I'd love him to go after Kim now. Honestly, I really will.
Terrence! I'm leaving!
I never liked you, Paul. I won't hesitate to take your life.
Terrence, for once in your life, do the right thing.
He might kill himself, I don't know. I'd shoot his knees, me, or his hands.
Okay.
Are you not fast enough, man? Like, literally, why are you not fast enough? It annoyed me that. It was obvious he was going to kill himself.
Safe to go.
Go where? We got Stedman.
No, we have nothing.
Yeah, you do, man. Like, he got his DNA, his actual blood. You see how Terrence Stedman then, if he finished, he tried to make it look like that. Well, he tried to make us feel sorry for him. No, don't let me go back. No. It's like, mate, I don't literally care about you. You're so smug and you thought that you were so good that you could put Lincoln to the sword, pretty much. Get him killed, get Veronica killed, get Nick killed, all these people as well. Michael potentially get, you know, life in prison. All these other inmates as well. Obviously, they've escaped, but they've got killed because of this, because of, obviously, they wouldn't have been in prison to escape them. And they've obviously escaped and then been killed because of it. So it's like a ripple of everybody. And like, he's killed himself, fine, whatever, it's right. But you haven't got a John Doe. Like, there's no way you could erase a DNA sample from it. If I was Michael, I would literally sit there on the bed. I actually would do, you know. It's a big, massive play. I mean, I'm not too sure they're going to get out of it now with all the police here anyway. It seems like they're all there, the press as well. I would literally wait on the bed and I'll be like, look, mate, this guy, we've crabbed him. This is Terrence Stedman. You know what I mean? We've been saying all along that we never killed him. He's literally here. You know, yeah, his finger... Like, if you found somebody and you had burnt fingerprints and you had no teeth and you done all of these different things to identify them and it wasn't there, would you not think that's a bit suspicious? Because this show don't think about suspicion. You know what I mean? I think that's the one thing that actually does my head in about the showing the whole thing. Like, sometimes stuff's obvious. I said it all of the time. But when certain scenarios start happening and it's a lot of them revolved around one thing, people should be looking into it. And again, this is one situation. You know what I mean? Like, they've got it here. They could test his hair sample. They could test his DNA. Surely his skin as well. Like, I reckon that if, I don't know, the police come and just took a bit of my skin here now, just like, I don't know, cut a bit off, you'd be able to test that against my sisters and it'd be like, yo, them two are related. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether they took our fingerprints or anything, you don't have to, like, fingerprints would say, it's me. But, like, DNA sample would say it's matching. And if I had the same face as Terrence Stedman as well, like, it would be clearly him. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. I feel like he's not a John Doe. It's obvious. And it's, it was a decent play from Michael, to be honest. I thought that he was going to say that we had Terrence here. And we seen the last time that happened, Veronica come and got killed, didn't she? Because they obviously monitor all the phone calls. This time he said he was going to hand himself in, which was quite good. I actually thought that was a decent play. But sadly, obviously, he's ended his life. Selfish as well. You know what I mean? Like, he's moaning about going to prison, he's moaning about this, he's moaning about that, and then he kills himself. You know what I mean? That's even worse. It actually is even worse. But then when you look at the Bellic situation, like, what is actually worse? You know, being dead or being there and being beaten up, potentially abused, and all of this stuff going forward. You know what I mean? Living, looking over your shoulder. It's a tough one. But, you know, I feel like today it's progress for Michael and Lincoln. I actually do think it is. I really do. And I'm also happy that Mahones is still alive and he's managed to kill one of Kim's men. I'd love him to go after Kim as well. I actually really would. I would love the end of the season to be Mahomes putting a bullet in him. Maybe him and Killerman together putting a bullet in Kim. Now, obviously, realistically, that wouldn't happen because he shot him last episode. But either way, it's got to end with him dying. I would love it as well if the president dies as well. I mean, we haven't even seen her this season, but I didn't like her last season. And obviously, she's done everything to get into this position. That's put all the... Do you know what I mean? She is a reason as well that her brother's just died and all this has happened. And she deserves to get killed with it as well. So I'd love the end of the season to be Kim getting killed and her. That would be my choice if I could pick. Okay, so that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks for checking out our channel today. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Now, Killerman, he done really well, actually. He went in, he managed to grab Michael, didn't he, in that last episode. Then he dragged him into a car today, took them past the police, obviously, who was close to finding him in a vehicle, took them to a plane, threw them all the way over to Montana, has gone to the house, grabbed Terrence Stedman, took some guards out as well, he went to kill them, took them to a motel, waited down, and then obviously he had his plan, and Michael wanted to kind of change it. He thought, there's no way we're making it all the way to DC, you know what I mean? We're so far away, there's everybody chasing after us, nobody can really identify him. I'm just going to call the press. Now, again, I don't know if it was the best thing Michael could have done, but it wasn't a bad thing. But unlucky, rookie, that he's got a gun in his pocket, not even holding it, and he's managed to grab it. Now, I would have shot Terrence straight away, if I'm being totally honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, in these certain situations, this is, like, full-on serious. I know that shooting somebody is serious, but, like, this is literally proving that the government is corrupt, you know, faking deaths, trying to get innocent people sent down. a bullet to the knee, a bullet to the hand could have literally eliminated that whole situation. You know, Paul Killerman does know a lot of what the company's done. He knows everything about Caroline. We actually got some information released to us today that he actually proposed to her. He fell in love with her and he wants to take her organisation down as well, which is interesting. I don't blame him. Do you know what I mean? If he was there by her side all this time and actually fell in love with her and she's kind of threw him under the bus, don't really care about him, but will speak to him, tries to eliminate him as well, then I would want to take him down as well. And obviously, sadly for them, they killed themselves. The episode is called John Doe. He was talking about him being John Doe. But I'm interested to see what we do with that, because me personally, I believe that they could actually extract information or data, you know what I mean, whatever, DNA from him that could prove that he's got some sort of connection towards, obviously, the president currently. But they're acting like he hasn't. Now, another thing that I would actually really like to happen is Bellic rising to the top in the prison. You know, he's not getting no preferential treatment, but he's standing his ground. This guy was absolutely huge, and he tried to bully him, and Bellic did give him his, you know, dessert, but then obviously the guy wants more. And that's the thing, like, once he tells you to do something, then you do the next one. They try to push you and push you and push you, and until you stand up for yourself, you know what I mean? You're always going to be somebody's bitch, basically. And he took it, you know, he give it him. He wanted some more. Now you're not having more. Bang, get knocked down, beat him up. Now, obviously, he's got the guards at the night on his side, and his cell's just been opened. Now it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And sometimes you got to take 2 steps forwards, 1 step back. And, you know, 2 steps forwards was beating him up and showing him that he's not a mess around. You know, a step back would be at the night time. They come in and they beat Bellic up. Now in the day, he's got to stand his ground again and show that he's not messing. And, you know, kind of go forward and back and forward and back until he gets into a position of power. And, you know, I'd be really interested to see, obviously, his time in prison, because, you know, it's easy being on the other side of the fence, just saying, oh, what are you doing there? You know, cutting deals and all this stuff, and be fuming at the guards, I mean, the inmates. But when you're put in that position yourself and you see how intimidating it is and see how many people gang up on you and literally leave you in a position where you can't actually do anything, because if you say no to him, they'll come and just take you out. Do you know what I mean? Your mind changes. So I'm excited to see what we do with him. I actually do think that Bellic's having a better storyline than Cino, if I'm being totally honest. I know earlier on in the episode I said that I feel like all this season he hasn't really done anything, and I don't really feel like we got a good story for him. And basically every time he's involved, he's just on the phone. He is literally on the phone. Look at all this episode. He was just on the phone. Now, I think that personally, that the judge tried to throw the book at his wife, but I feel like if he turned himself in, they would accept it. You know, he's way more than a criminal to them than she is, just aiding and abetting him. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, they want to send her down as well, but I feel like it would be a good offering. You know, take me and let her go. And they obviously said no, but I feel like if Cino did bring himself forward, that they would let her. But it's interesting to see, obviously, what we do from here, because obviously the kid's not really going to go with him, knowing that her mum's never going to actually come back. You know what I mean? Another thing is, I don't know what a T-Bag's trying to get out of this situation. I understand that he's gone there and he wanted to be with her and all that stuff, but like forcing everybody to like be there and be a family and together and tying them up and boarding the house, I don't really know what the next step is. He's thinking his own. He's like a horse and he got the blinkers on. You could just see the track ahead of them. He's thinking of the right now and not thinking of the next minute, the next hour, the next day. Like, where do you go from that position? Nobody is ever going to be in a position of being tied up gunpoint to them being the next day or the next week or the next year, like, in love with you. Do you know what I mean? Especially when they know everything that's happened in your past. So I actually see no way out of it for them, apart from being killed, or that he just leaves them and he just gets off because he knows that they don't actually want to be with him. And I actually don't understand as well with, like, why does he hardcore want to be with somebody who hates him so much? You know, I know he's in love and I know all this stuff, but it's just not going to work out, is it? You've got the money, you know what I mean? You've got your freedom right now. Just take it and sail off into the sunset. Go to Thailand, like you were saying. Get yourself a new hand. You know, get yourself, you know, a ladyboy or whatever you were saying. You know, he's dressed as she's. Just live your best life. Don't come here and waste it all for people that don't want to be around you. And that's what I mean. I feel like the only person that's done good this season so far is Sucre, and I still want to see more of him. And Haywire, where you at, man? Have you made this big raft? I want to see you sailing to Holland as well. I can't wait for it. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.